If there is a karmic lesson or a karmic debt, I do take that out too. So it gives me a picture where the problem is coming from.
What we are seeking is said that it's also seeking us. And that's where we surrender. Like you said, you are a Hanuman Bhakt. And so many times it must have happened that while you are reading a client or any of the chart or their handwriting, he must be guiding you. Does numerology really work if you change the letters as you have seen it? Let people add one letter.
I learned graphology, it's handwriting analysis, and in that too in Hindi, there are letters, their formation, their matras. So certain matras go above the line, some are in the middle zone and some are going below the middle zone. So each one, the way they may move the way the original letter looks like, and how when people start writing over the years. There's this couple who had come to me, and obviously the wife came first and she had issues with her husband. She came and she sat down, she gave me her writing, and she'd already shared, because you have to give me your writing in advance, at least 2 to 3 days to 4 days, depending on how much time I have, if I have appointments. I take the writing and study, I work out the chart. So this lady had given it to me and she came to meet me. And she sat down as I reading. And I said, you sleep in the same room, but you both look on the other side and sleep, and there's a huge gap in between. Her mouth felt, what thought would come to your mind that I shouldn't be doing this? That's the time you should listen to your soul. That's your higher self connecting with you. Whenever you hear that pull or the tug or that feeling comes to you, please listen. You're supposed to be connected to your higher energies because your vibrations are supposed to rise higher.
Today we have Anuradha with us, who's a numerologist, who's a graphologist, and an aura reader. She's a woman who has been shown signs through dreams. She's an intuitive healer, and she had her own journey of getting into spiritual world or being pulled into this spiritual realm. So welcome Anuradha, and thank you for being here, being part of Spiritual Tara.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's completely my pleasure.
Yeah. So, Anuradha, I would like to ask you, when we talk about that you're a numerologist, which is a very logic driven thing, you're a graphologist, again, an handwriting expert, and there you have been experiencing many dreams, and you went through knowing Reiki and Pranic healing modalities. What exactly pulled you in to this mystique world?
There are a lot of factors which drove me to this world. It was since a childhood I was a loner and belonged to a religious family. My father was an avid reader. He had strange books, books procured from all parts of the world, very rare books in Hindi, in Sanskrit. And I used to wonder, what does he do? What does he read? I used to open them, but it used to go above my head. But I could stop, picking up those books. Though that subject, that time, I couldn't relate to it all. And with time, when I grew older, I used to have weird dreams. And I used to, why do I see such things? Dreams are scary. As I grew older, I was a very unhappy child. I couldn't connect to people. And because I didn't know why, I couldn't go to groups of people and meet, where there's a gathering. I avoided them. I felt very uncomfortable. So as I grew older, it so happened that I was introduced to Reiki. I got into Reiki and I was doing that. The same year, it was Pranic healing, and the next year, it was Reiki 2, then gradually Reiki 3, the art of living. And whenever I was doing all this, my dreams were becoming better. I was dreaming those horrid, scary dreams turned to something pleasant. And I would dream often. It would stop. And it so happened that I'm a teacher by profession and I was teaching. And when I changed my job, I came across people who introduced me to other spiritual energies and modalities. So I came across graphology, which really intrigued me. I learned about it. And when I learned this, when I started seeing the mistakes I was making in my handwriting, what I need to correct, it so happened when I started working more on myself, my dreams changed more. Then I got into metaphor, that is reading the drawings. I got into numerology and I started my own work. So as time progressed, I kept on meeting people who would take me. I used to think, how will this happen? Should I take this work forward or should I just be a teacher? I kept on, whenever I asked a question or if I had anything to say, I would see signs. Something or the other would happen that I would get connected to someone. And it so happened that when I started this as a profession, one of my clients, she came over and she said, Anuradha, you're sitting in a dark cave. I don't like it. You're just sitting in one corner of Kolkata. No one knows much about you. Let me just help you. She introduced me to the Rotary clubs and they called me for talking. So it so happened, it's a very interesting story. It will just take a minute. She called me one day. This is the first talk organized on the 4th of September. I said, well, it can't be. She said, why? I said, it's going to be second. She said, why do you say so? I said, I just know it's going to be second. She said, why? I said, let's wait and watch. And then she calls up the next day. She says, there's some trade band in the city and we cannot have it on the 4th. So we have preponed it to the second. And it so
Wow.
happened that I saw it in my dream, somebody writing in my hand, 2nd of September, first talk. And it's when I started actually seeing the clear signs that I was told from the very beginning. It was coming to me one after the other, but when this was a very stark, clear thing for me that this is reality, just face it, this is going to be happening to you. Anything happened to me, I could see it. If I'm falling sick, this is happening. Somebody passing away, I could see some related. I wouldn't see the person passing, but something related to, some when things like that happen. I just pray to God, that if it is meant for me, please do it. But I don't want to see all this. But it doesn't stop. It happens. And I take it as a way of life now.
Wow. It is always experience, like when I talk to people, their experiences are such that they feel that they exactly don't know when it started. Whether they have learned certain modalities or they were born in some families where this was like carried forward or something like that something happens with them and it just breaks through and things change. They start getting the visions, they start hearing things, the clairvoyance and all other things, it just comes to them. It's so interesting that even if you have not been meditating or praying, it does not matter. Yeah. But it just happens. Probably after that, once they experience this, they surrender to that faith and then they give time to themselves and some prayers and meditation and, in that silence. It's so interesting. So when you are talking about that these signs started coming and the dreams were happening, was it also changing something in your life at that time?
So it so happened that since I got into Reiki, Art of Living, Pranic healing, I was into the meditation part of it, trying to, in Reiki, we are told to do meditation, in Pranic healing, we're told to meditation. So I started doing meditation. So I realized whenever I left these things, the practices that I was doing, I was really having bad experiences in life. I would invite wrong company, wrong experience which are draining. So somehow I saw that everything that I wanted to do or anything I wanted to do would not go right till I started following this path. It was like a push from somewhere, some divine push into this world which got me here. And yes, meditation helped me. And in fact, in meditation, I could connect to things. I could see things. A vision would come or a feeling would come. So I think one thing led to the other, and that's how it happened. So I do chant, I do pray. I'm an Hanuman Bhakt because of that. In my dreams, my prayer being answered when I do Hanuman Chalisa or I pray to him every day. I feel that probably he's my guide and my guru because that's how I could connect to the world of divine or the light, the world of the light beings.
Mhm. It's so interesting that either we find our guru or that energy, or they say that they find you. What you're seeking is seeking
So,
you.
yes,
It's
truly.
it's it's something like that, and and sometimes it also happens that you have taken that first step. So many times it happens that what we are seeking is said that it's also seeking us, and that's where we surrender. Like you said, you are a Hanuman Bhakt. And so many times it must have happened that while you are reading a client or any of the chart or their handwriting, he must be guiding you.
There is divine guidance because there are certain incidents that happen and that were very strange initially when I started doing this. But then when it kept on happening, I think it's a divine guidance because I just pray before my consultation. I said, what is meant to be should happen. And there's a small prayer that I say. So whenever I say the prayer, I just leave it to him. And when I look at the writing and the numbers, they speak to me differently. I don't just see the numbers and then you have this karmic debt and this karmic lesson, or your signature is, falling right or on the left side, or you should write it complete. I do give the guidance. But when I'm having a session, there is a lot of release that happens with the person. And it's somehow like, as if there are certain things that I can see beyond that if what their house looks like, or somebody who passed away, they haven't done the right rituals, or there's a message from beyond. It's just a magic that happens. It's a divine guidance.
Yeah. What kind of clients approach you?
People from business houses, business people, people from corporate, their students, their housewives, so from all walks of life mostly.
And when do they approach you?
It's word of mouth that has worked the trick for me all this while, and it's like one to the other. They said we must go to her, and this is how it happened.
No, what exactly the condition in their life has been mostly when,
Uh,
like for me, when they are, at the cross section. I always say, that when you are in the T junction or the cross section and you don't know whether to go straight, left, right, or take a U turn, or there's a T junction and you just hit it and you don't know what to do, come and contact me. So that's where they just don't know what to do. That's when. So some of the stories are that they say that when they are feeling some of the spirits, some say that they are feeling, something odd is happening in their life. Each have their own, energies around. So
right.
what kind of clients, which problems are there that they go through the issues that they contact you?
So it's all from all walks of life to every subject. Wives are dissatisfied, sitting at home, feeling frustrated because nobody listens to them. People not able to retain money. Um, Conflicts with friends and not being able to make friends, and then boyfriend girlfriend issues, partner issues, and children not be able to study very well. So I cannot pinpoint as such because they come from various backgrounds with various issues coming boiling down to unhappiness or not getting the right path, confused about career. So it's from every walk of life and every matter. It's been like that.
You also shared with me about that you can feel the spirits,
Uh,
any foreign entity.
I don't. I haven't experienced as in somebody around me as such, but it so happens that each one of us in our aura have memories and connections from their ancestors. And in Hindi, like we say, we have pitras. So I connect to people. For example, if I can explain it with a small client incident, that a client came to me and she was very troubled because she was newly married and she married one of her, good friends. And since she had married, she was living with him like a brother sister relationship and having to do with him. She said, I'm very disturbed and I find hair in my food. And every time I pick up, sing the morsel to put in my mouth, there's hair and I don't feel well. My husband's moving to Bombay and I don't want to go there. So I said, what do we do in a situation like that? What you are looking for? She said, you guide me what I need to do. So when she was talking and I was looking at the numbers and writing, it all went blurred in front of me and I couldn't read what exactly was what she'd given me in the paper. In fact, I was kept on looking and said, look, do you have a person like this in your life? Maybe he's passed away. I don't think so. He's currently there and he's wearing a vest, a cotton vest kind of a thing. And he is thin and frail with this narrow face and venous complexion. She said, that's my maternal grandfather. I said, okay. So saying, why are you asking? I said, I can see in your writing, I can feel that there's something, your connectivity in your aura. So then she was like very emotional. I said, he's asking you to leave Kolkata as soon as possible. She said, why are you saying that? I said, like you said, your husband moved on and you're looking for an answer. So this is the answer. Please leave Kolkata as fast as possible for your relationship and for your health. And that woman, within a couple of months, actually went to Bombay and was staying there. And she started, I came to know later from a common friend that she is actually well settled and things are looking up. So this was a message coming from her aura, from person who had passed away. And this is what it is. So I don't know whether it's a spirit or whether it's a divine intervention of an energy speaking to me. I really don't. So I just
Wow.
leave it to Almighty. He's made me a channel and that's what it is.
Wow. When you talk about dreams, can you decipher others' dreams? Do they approach you, the clients approach you that this is what continuous dreams are coming to me and consistently for so many days? And what does that mean? Or you dream it, you get the dreams about various things.
So
How
I
does
do
it
make
work?
dreams about people, and I have told them, I saw this about your health. Please take care. So one of my relatives actually went and got a checkup done and came to know that all the vitamins and everything is very low. It could have been really bad for that relative. So by getting the test done and listening to me, started taking the supplements and got a checkup done. And similarly, like any issue coming around, and I do not talk to clients about my dreams and all, but in case somebody does bring this up to me, I just tell them, okay, if you're dreaming this, just check this part of your life. So it just so happens because since I am reading the energy, I'm having the numbers and the writing, all falls in place.
Well, I want to ask you one question that does numerology really work if you change the letters as you have seen it? Let people add one letter and then, I mean, it's been guided, they've been told about this and they change it actually legally also.
Really.
Does it really bring change? Because then it is only English based. With Hindi, how does it work? Our being Indian, our words are, it's all in Hindi or in our vernacular languages. Where does numerology fit in there?
So what happens is with since I learned graphology, it's handwriting analysis, and in that too in Hindi, their letters, their formation, their matras. So certain matras go above the line, some are in the middle zone, and some are going below the middle zone. So each one, the way they may move the way the original letter looks like, and how when people start writing over the years. So a lot of sickness is also being identified. You know, if it is the line is if you're forming a letter in the middle zone and which is not even, and it's a little up and down, so we can see that okay, the person might be having problem in the abdominal area. And if you're writing, whether in Hindi, English, or any language, you're writing in a straight line, but it just stills down, so the person might be going through depression, or at that period of time might just feeling low because of some reason. It might not happen continuously, it might just happen in one line. So in English, like now, since you're asking about numerology, you were born with one name. You were given a name when you were born, but you were born on one particular date of birth, month, date, and year. So that's your blueprint. And with that name added to it, that whole name and date of birth is your blueprint. So
Mhm.
when you were born in that particular family, in that lineage, you were born with certain DNAs and certain things that inherited, right? So that completely makes you a person you are. So obviously, from your name and date of birth, if I'm taking out all your pluses, your positives, and if there is a karmic lesson or a karmic debt, I do take that out too. So it gives me a picture where the problem is coming from. And if you're already very spiritual, you're already working on the path where you're working from the soul level, you're already aligned. There's nothing much you can do there, provided people who are spiritual and who are trying to go into that line do find that movement. Should I continue this? Should I go back? There is always a step, am I going the right path or not? So in those cases, I do help and guide people to whether how do I work with that person to help you see, get clarity, which path the person should follow, where the person is going wrong. and help him connect to what exactly the person is seeking for. So numerology helps you do that. Identify the weaknesses, identify the the karmic lessons the person is having. And handwriting too tells me, because at times there are certain things I do not come to know through numbers. Signatures tell me, because the person is very ambitious. Number one, shining, bright, leader, but something has gone wrong and the signature is showing something else. In spite of being ambitious, moving forward, the person is seeing a downhill. So I could see, okay, the signature, there's a stop beyond, or he's drawing a line where he shouldn't. So I correct that. And little tweaking here and there, you're telling your subconscious mind to think differently, because the brain is not here, it's here. What we write is coming, the signal is coming via the brain to your hand and you're writing. So how beautiful it is that you are just reversing the pattern by saying, look, I might be thinking this, I'm writing this, but now I want to do it this way. So when I tell you to write or form a letter in particular manner, not do a line here, not do a dot there, it's just reversing the whole thing. So here, this way, your subconscious and conscious was working, making you do something, but now you are giving a command and affirming in a positive way to change that. Isn't it beautiful? You can alter things and make things better for your life consciously. So now the signature, when you're signing, if you are making a dot there, you try to stop your own success. Till now, your learning experience as a child, when you were in your mother's womb, when you're born, you go to school, you go to college, you form experiences and you see what you learn in school, but your experiences of writing changes. The brain is not here, it's here. The conscious and subconscious experiences put the writing on paper. You're born with a blueprint and you're learning. So both simultaneously coming down with numbers and with writing gives a beautiful picture of a human being. So I just alter certain things. Till now, your experiences were making you write on paper. But when you come to me and I tell you how to do the strokes or change the signature this way, or do not write in a, this manner, correct your T's, correct your I dots, correct your P's. When I'm telling you to do all that, you are doing the reverse thing. You are now commanding your brain to follow you and tell your subconscious, wait, let me just alter this. And that's how the things for the positive takes place.
Can you share a client story where you told them to bring change in handwriting? Because numerology you cannot, right? Unless until you're adding a letter or something, right? You can tell me that story also. One of the stories where you told them numerologically this is coming, and if you add in your name, one is with the date of birth, another one is with the names, right?
Yeah.
For companies, for logos, for things, so much it's used. And if you subtracted something or added that letter, and it has brought change into them. Can you share some of them?
Yes, there was a client whose whole name, when I added, it came to a number 8. And in your name, if you have a number 8, normally it's seen that you have no struggle. And so when the person was struggling, he said that, I don't know, I'm falling sick often and I'm not feeling very good about myself. So the total was not coming to it was coming to 8, 44, 35. I can't remember exactly now, but I remember very clearly it was 8. And it was 44 or 35. Both are not good to have as a name number. So when I worked with him and I told him these are the situations you're facing, he agreed. And he did those changes. In fact, he sent me his wife's signature and handwriting. And he even told his relative, in fact, a close friend, to come and talk to me about it. So then he told me later that I can see the signs that I started becoming more friendly to people. I'm not so stiff anymore. I'm not just worrying about my health. This is happening to me, that happening to me. In fact, he was starting a company and he did send me the name number and said, look, can you just help me with this? And it was then I realized that, one letter that to make a number from is matching with the life path. If the life path is 6, I need to bring this as 6 too. So making those, the little additions of a 5 number here, like if somebody for my name, in case if I have to add a number, if I don't touch the soul number, that is the AEIOU, and just add a consonant, how much of a change I can bring. Because everybody has a soul imprint, a soul number that helps you take you to the life path. To take you to the soul, the soul, if the soul is happy, you're feeding the soul right, how beautiful things happen. So I just tweaked a little bit here and there with that consonant. I just changed the letter. And, he sent me 3 more people. So that proved to me that, how I am impacting somebody's life with that one particular change of letter.
Hmm. It's so interesting. Anuradha, who should come to you? When should a person approach you?
When you are facing issues, whether it's with business, where you're seeing that you cannot retain money, or you're having relationship issues, if you're seeking for a spiritual path and you don't know which direction to go to, you cannot understand this confusion in your life, then which path I should follow. So, for correct guidance, and you can come and connect with me for the past, present, and future to resolve it and bring it to the right track.
Yeah, I really like the combination. One side you are with numerology, graphology, and then aura reading. Now, that's something very intriguing. How do you put that together?
So the thing is, when I'm looking at a number and writing, uh, they play a very strange game with me. And when I'm looking at a number writing, I know technically this is this, but I'm seeing this person is not exactly what the writing is saying. So I
Wow.
just start looking at that person and I just start asking questions about their house, where if there is a green window or a green wall. In fact, the beautiful thing that happened with me was while the reading was going on, and the person said that, I'm feeling very connected to my grandfather and I'm
Hmm.
very attached to him. So before the person could go any further, I said, can I say something to you if you don't get me wrong? He's saying no. I said, don't get too spooked out, but do you have a safe in your house which was green in color? He says, it isn't green. Now it is blue. So I said, and you don't want to part ways with it? He's saying, no, I don't want to part ways with it because it belongs to my grandfather. So I said, that's what I wanted to tell you. So if it belongs to your grandfather, it was green in color. He's asking you to paint it green again. So I could see this, that there is not just numerology or handwriting that was happening with me. I feel I'm more of a healer who connect to a soul connection. And I started realizing this myself much later when my clients started showing up. So I think it's a divine intervention and nothing else. So I really don't
Yeah.
know how it happens and why it happens. But if there's a message and where I'm having a session, and because I pray and sit, maybe it is like, whatever's right should happen at that moment. So it just flows. So I really don't know why, what, and when. It's a connect, it's a gift, and that's how it is.
Because I asked you this because when you were talking about the handwriting, and I remembered my childhood, and we used to have this creative writing and all those notebooks which we had to put it that calligraphy and all that. And most of us, I mean, like me, my friend, and everybody's handwriting used to be the same way, the same slants, because that's what was taught us. And
How
if
it
you
is.
also see the older the ancient books and all, so this is similar ways of writing, a little different, but the similar way, the direction, everything is very beautifully taught and followed, very disciplined way. So similarly, when you see the ancient scriptures of Sanskrit, so it will be the same thing, and how the sa is written, how the matra is taken, how's the line. It's so interesting, and that's what sometimes I think when I talk to people with graphology, that okay, fine, you've done this study, and they come out with amazing revelations.
True.
It's so crazy. I was traveling in train last year, going from Delhi to Hyderabad, and I met this girl, and she's working for a corporate, and she also did her graphology out of fun, out of passion, nothing professional, nothing at all. And she can read the handwriting, and three of us who all we wrote a paragraph that time only, and it was like so crazy, the things she told me. I said, nobody knows about it. How? Okay. you know that was so amazing. So sometimes I am in that awe, that how do you come to know, whether bringing change in your signature, this that I don't understand. Matlab, I don't understand logically. I can understand what it makes you feel and looks like. That is what it is. Okay, it's upward, it's downward, and all that. But still, But why I'm telling you is this, that now when you're saying about this, that graphology, numerology, and then the aura and the divine intervention, that makes it very, what do you say, a combination of yin yang, the
Yes,
intuition and the logical part of it.
right.
Yeah. And that's where everybody feels so safe with you and also protected with you in a way that safety is there, that okay, fine, we are with the right person, she can read, and protected means ki, okay, fine, that's fine. Logically also and intuitively also, everything is well guided, both ways. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd like
So
to share something here. There's this couple who had come to me, and obviously the wife came first, and she had issues with the husband. Um, she came and she sat down. She gave me her writing, and she'd already shared, because you have to give me your writing in advance, at least 2 to 3 days to 4 days, depending on if how much time I have. If I have appointments, I take the writing and study. I work out the chart. So this lady had given it to me, and she came to meet me, and she sat down. I started reading, and I said, "Well, you sleep in the same room, but you both look on the other side and sleep, and there's a huge gap in
my
between."
god,
Her mouth fell open. So
that's too much.
so when that happened, she said, okay. And I said, these are the issues that you're facing. And you feel that you're not able to communicate with your husband, and your husband's always traveling alone. And every time there's a business happening. So then she said, then I saw her writing, and I said, is it a chance of meeting your husband? So she said, well, I really don't know. I didn't tell him that I'm coming here, but let's see. So after a couple of months, it so happened that she was keen on making me meet her husband, but she was scared because the interaction I had with her. That she didn't want the husband to know what I talk. We spoke, in fact. But she came to me and said, "Do you remember I contacted you?" I said, "Yes, I do remember." And then she said, I would. Can you tell me what you spoke to me that time? I said, "What did I say?" She said, "You said these things." I said, "I don't remember." And I actually didn't remember. And it's so strange how divine works. I do not recollect so many client details till they come and remind me themselves. And I feel it's divine intervention. And my sanctity of the whole thing that I'm doing is that the trust comes then. That, okay, we spoke to her. If we don't remind her, she doesn't remember. And she only remembers when we come and, we remind her the incidents is what I had spoken about, or give her the same paper again. It's so beautiful. I mean, so
It's so beautiful.
the
Yeah.
husband came in. I did interact with the husband, and there was not a word from a mouth about the wife. So they didn't have any argument at all. In fact, I kept both their secrets, and they're still together. That's the best part.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's so good to forget, to be forgetful.
I know.
I mean, when clients come to me and then they say, okay, this is between you and me, and
Right.
clap, it just goes off. I will never remember it because I say, okay, that is for my consumption only. And I just give a command, and I've given it every time. Whenever somebody says that this is between you and me, and I said, okay, fine, whoosh, it's gone.
So,
It's done. So I wouldn't remember it. It's so crazy. And people say, but I said, did you tell me to remember that, to forget that, or to not to remember it, or it's between you? Yeah, yeah. I said, so it's gone. Now tell me again if you remember it. It's so interesting. We are practicing these modalities, or we have got introduced, or uh, we've got into this, or we've been, like, got attracted, hypnotized into it, whatever it can be. But the fact is that these are the signs, because you are so much in presence, you are so much in that awareness, that the moment you are up and you move out from that space, the vortex changes. It just goes off. It's so interesting. That's so amazing. Yeah. Hmm.
that whenever you are, especially, when you had asked me that question, that who should come to you
Yeah.
when you're seeking for something, we always have somebody just coming and giving you that little push to the direction.
Tweak, a
Oh,
little tweak.
you go this side, and this is when you should come to me. And if you feel this, you can't find any meaning, you're lost. And here I am to help you connect all those dots that you need to require. All you need to do is go to spiritualtara.com, type Anuradha Sharma and connect with me.
So
So,
sweet. So sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it's so interesting, Anuradha. What would you like to tell your viewers? A, as Anuradha, personally, her experience. B, how should they be leading their lives, or when should they be approaching you or any guide? When is that moment? What do you want to tell your clients?
their lives, their experiences happening all the time. We get that very a tiny feeling, a small nudge, or a small a tug, or something like that. A feeling will come in your mind. Okay, I shouldn't be. Sorry, a thought would come to your mind that I shouldn't be doing this. That's the time you should listen to your soul. That's your higher self connecting with you. Whenever you hear that pull or the tug or that feeling comes to you, please listen. You're supposed to be connected to your higher energies because your vibrations are supposed to rise higher. So their divine guidance, the divine intervention is happening in your life. When you connect to these feelings, they expand, they show you the path. So this is what I experienced. When I did follow the spiritual path, or I was not looking into the direction, working on the soul level like meditation, chants, prayers, working with people, healing people, every time I stopped doing that, I was pushed into it. So we all get that nudge, that feeling that you're not doing right or this is going wrong. Listen to that inner voice because all of us are born intuitive. It is completely on us how we tap into our qualities, all the gifts that we receive from the divine. If you tap into those experiences that you've gone through, okay, don't take it as a lesson as per se, he did this to me or she did that to me. Why did she come into your life? And why in that particular year of your life? They came to push you if you are not walking on your divine path or your life purpose. You're supposed to walk on the path, and there you lost your direction, you went to a different path, and you fell into trouble. So someone or something happens that nudges you. Listen to that nudge. That's your soul, the divine, the higher self, whatever you call the guru calling out to you, telling you, look, that's your path. Now move on. If you don't do it again, the second time again, the calling comes. It will come and it comes harder. So why fall into that state of mind or the situation where it nudges you harder and would give you more trouble? Listen to that voice because that voice is never wrong. That's your calling when you're sleeping or when you're praying to God and asking for divine help. That comes to you in different forms. Could be a friend coming and saying, read this article. Why don't you go to this healer? Why don't you go to this numerologist? Go to this graphologist. So people are connecting you to other people. It's that nudge, that word, that you open your phone and you see a message there, or you see an email with a motivational letter coming to you. That's something that's trying to connect you to inner being. Since we all are human beings, intuitive beings, spiritual beings, we're here to help each other walk home. So whenever you need some guidance like this, ask yourself. And if you can't find it, all you need to do is find an expert. There's so many of them on spiritualara.com. All you need to do is click to the right person and see how beautifully that one person can just help you connect the dots and take you forward. Rest is up to you. What you want to do with those experiences.
One thing which just occurred in my mind, and I usually think about this, Anuradha, that when we talk about that, yes, everybody is spiritual, everybody is like intuitive, everybody is something is saying don't do this, then don't do this, then do this. But then the darkness and light also go together hand in glove. And and you meet so many people, for them that act which is actually not correct, and the intuition says do it. You understand what I mean to say? For them, that is their karma and dharma at that time. It's not only good, or the societal, or the right, or the light. It's also the darkness. You have so many people. We have so many. The world is full of them, right? and they are doing the nastiest thing, the craziest of the things. And they say they are very well connected to their soul. Probably that's what their purpose in this lifetime is. So it can be any dictator, it can be anyone, it can be the person, like usually the person who's troubled and in trauma and everything and hurt, they approach us. But the people who are so confident and they're doing it, they don't approach us. They are fine, they are very clear because the mind doesn't know good and bad. On the other side, I'm just for the sake of talking, because this is also a very interesting topic. I'm finding, and when I'm talking to people and meeting so many people, and it that this will not be good, and they say, but I know it, this is my thing, I don't give a damn. And they are more successful than people in doubt and who are feeling, okay, I want to be in light. And suddenly this dark person who we feel is in darkness, it's so focused, makes it happen. Whether 100 people are affected by it or 1,000 people are affected, their soul is doing their dharma also.
So
We
this
can
is
keep it off record, but I have clients like that who have done this and they are so crazy and they have been like, okay, this is me. Who are you to tell us? Who are you? And they're so focused that I admire them. Wow. And I'm not talking money here. I'm talking
it's
other
the
things.
intent. It's the how in the intensity. The
Intent is fine. They are so intent. They're clear. But that's what I said. It's a clarity. It's the people who are in doubt. That's where we go. Oh, is it right? Is it not? Who should we ask? The people who are clear, it does not matter to them anything.
I
Whether,
just want to share this experience with you,
yeah.
saying where a lot of people say, why this is happening with me. Lot of times we're seeing when we're talking with, oh, I hate this person. Just
Hmm.
see the intensity the person used this word. I hate, I dislike. You see, the intent is so strong that they invite more of this. So what you send out, you calling out somebody's name and you keep talking about that person all the time. So what you're doing is you're giving that person the energy and you're doing it with such a feeling that all the vibrations created within you for that person is so strong that you're giving the energy and you are sending vibrations to that person with all your intent, with all your focus, that you're manifesting the similar patterns in your life. Because the universe has a habit of not listening to a no. It just goes by vibrations. And the thought forms that are created around you all the time. If you're just sending hate, dislike, discomfort, I'm sick, what do you think you're going to manifest? You're going to manifest that? Similarly, a person who's strongly saying, I'm fine the way I am, it's an intensity created by him. The aura is catching all those thought forms which are, I'm happy doing this, whatever it's money, whether it's behavior, whether it's, like you said, a negative person who is very, very strong with the dark energy. So when their intensity is creating that same thought form to such a profound manner that light doesn't enter. Where will light enter till a divine intervention happens or something very tragic happens in their life? So this also happens with people. So strange, but it does. And
Yeah.
they are dark people. That is why people like us are sought after more and more.
To bring that light. Yeah. There's
Wow.
nothing like darkness, only absence of light.
That's all it is. So all we do is bring light there, and then can see their light from inside. Come now.
It's basically the guidance what we can offer. That is the most,
Work with them to a certain extent and tell
yeah.
them this is the path. Rest is their choice.
Yeah. It's the choice. It's like, when people approach us and they ask us what they should be doing, what they should not be doing. And we also, whether it's divine intervention or our experience or what we at that time with that, the communication with that soul, whatever comes, we can just show them that light. We have that torch in our hands. That's all. Rest is their thing. Whether they still want to walk on the
Their
path of
choice.
the torch or otherwise they will choose that darkness. It's still that. So we at times we work like torch, nothing else.
True.
Hmm.
Just
Interesting.
show that light a bit, and that's up to you whether you want to make it into a huge.
Yeah, whether you say, oh, it's all, forget it. The battery is all only. And it also happens, Anuradha, that you have shown the torch is there, the light is there, everything is there, and suddenly the battery goes off. Now it's not meant to be. And we also surrender them.
The time is not right.
Yeah, the time is not right. So there's a difference in Earth's time and then the divine timing. So what
True.
happens? It's so interesting. Wow.
Because it hadn't been divine timing, I was trying to connect with you, and it didn't happen. It happened when it was meant to be. Here we are talking to each other.
Wow. So beautiful. Lovely. Yeah. Great. Tell me the last three things. Who is Anuradha besides healing and teacher? How does she like to, spend her time?
Whenever I have the time, I like to travel a lot. So whenever I can, my holidays permit. Whenever I get a few days, 3 to 4 days time, if I get an opportunity and a group of friends, I love to travel. So that's what I like to do. Second, somehow my passion has been just to heal people. So if I have the time and there's somebody, I just have to listen to people and just understand what's happening in the life and why. So that just thrills me to know that somebody can confide in me. And I feel I'm a 24-hour healer. Every time I'm sitting, if somebody comes to me, that's the best thing that can happen to me. So I cannot say that I am. Anuradha is basically what you say, a healer, a simple girl who loves to travel and do whatever in her power to reach out to people. And I will not say that I like to be alone and not do this and not do that. But it's just me, like who connects to people and talks and heals and travels.
Wow. So life is a journey for you and you're just enjoying.
Absolutely.
Totally. That's what I can feel while talking to you. Thank you, Anuradha. It was so good to talk to you. And you just lit up the whole place. And wow, that's so beautiful. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you being with Spiritual Tara.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.